This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. It is Saturday, August 15th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go. Let's dive right into the Gist view.
Today, we are looking at a massive collision. It is the crash between digital dreams and physical reality.
Exactly. Across the United States, tech giants are trying to build artificial intelligence data centers at lightning speed. They need massive hardware to win the artificial intelligence race. If you have the most computing power, you dominate the market.
But there is a huge roadblock. The neighbours. Last year, local pushback cancelled at least 25 data centre projects in the United States. This year, protests over massive computing sites have already led to nearly 40 arrests.
A recent Gallup poll shows 70% of Americans oppose building artificial intelligence data centres in their towns. Why? Power and water. These centres drink millions of gallons of water for cooling. They drain the local power grid.
It comes down to who benefits and who pays. The tech giants get the profits and the market dominance. The local residents get depleted aquifers, higher electricity bills, and the constant hum of cooling fans.
We are seeing the same pushback with physical surveillance. Take a United States company called Flock Safety. They provide local police with cameras powered by artificial intelligence. These cameras scan and read license plates automatically.
The technology certainly helps reduce major crimes, but locals are pushing back hard against the constant tracking. In some towns, residents and even local councils are wrapping these cameras in black trash bags to break the contracts.
It is a fascinating alliance. You have environmentalists worried about the power grid teaming up with civil liberty advocates worried about privacy. Together, they hold a powerful local veto.
It is like building an airport. Everyone wants to fly, but nobody wants to live next to the runway. Frontier technology is amazing, but it stalls out when local holdouts refuse to pay the physical price.
Spot on. Let's move to the global overview.
We start in Colombia. On August 10th, a massive 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck the western part of the country. At least 287 people have died across 14 departments.
It is a devastating human tragedy. It is also a massive political test for the new president, Abelardo de la Espriella.
Right, well, he just took office and he campaigned hard on slashing public spending. His big promise was cutting state budgets, including the National Risk Management Unit.
Now, his core promise is crashing into reality. Austerity is great on the campaign trail, but when a disaster hits, citizens demand state resources and rapid emergency response. We will see how he manages that pivot.
Next, a wild story in the financial world, the collapse of the Situational Awareness Fund.
This was a heavily leveraged hedge fund focused on artificial intelligence. It was founded by Leopold Aschenbrenner. He is a 24-year-old former researcher at Open Artificial Intelligence. Earlier this year, the fund surged to $20 billion in assets.
Then it completely blew up. The positions collapsed, the fund was forced into a massive fire sale of its public stocks.
And who was waiting to scoop up those assets? Ken Griffin and his massive hedge fund, Citadel. The Wall Street Journal reported the bailout.
This is a classic story of resource flows. The young upstart takes massive borrowed risks to get rich quick. When the bet goes wrong, legacy capital swoops in to buy the pieces at a discount. Big money always eats the overleveraged.
Speaking of big money, let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Bob Iger and Josh Kushner are buying the legendary basketball team. The price tag is a record $12.5 billion.
That follows Mark Walters' $10 billion purchase last year. We are seeing a massive trend here. American capital is aggressively buying up and consolidating elite sports teams globally.
It's true. They are treating prime sports franchises like blue-chip tech stocks. It's all about locking in exclusive, highly profitable assets.
Let's cross the Atlantic for the European perspective.
Over in the United Kingdom, a major housing policy just backfired. Back in May, the United Kingdom rolled out the Renters' Rights Act. The goal was great. It stopped landlords from evicting tenants for no reason.
To do that, the law changed short-term leases into rolling continuous contracts. That protects a family renting an apartment, but it completely broke the student housing market.
Exactly. The Financial Times reports that student housing relies on strict 12-month leases. One student moves out, the next moves in for the new school year. Now, landlords can't guarantee a room will be empty for the fall.
Because the current tenants can just stay, so incoming students are facing vicious bidding wars. Some are being forced to pay double rent just to secure a bed.
Regulators are scrambling. They just created a loophole called Ground 4A. It applies to HMOs.
Let's define that. HMO stands for House in Multiple Occupation. It basically means a property shared by at least 3 unrelated people who share a kitchen or bathroom. Classic student housing.
Right. Under the new Ground 4A rule, landlords of these HMOs can now give a 4-month notice to reclaim the units during the summer. They had to fix the market flow because the policy choked the supply.
Let's move to the war in Ukraine. Kiev just struck deep inside Russian territory. They fired Flamingo missiles 900 kilometers into Russia, hitting the Progress Space Center in the city of Samara.
That facility is run by Roscosmos, Russia's state aerospace corporation. It is a critical factory. They build Soyuz rockets there. Those rockets launch Russian military satellites.
They are also building the Razvet network there. That is a state-backed satellite internet project. It is basically Russia's answer to SpaceX's Starlink.
This strike is incredibly strategic. Ukraine isn't just shooting down drones. They are blowing up the physical factory required to build Russia's future communication network. You can't control space if your factory floor is on fire.
Finally, a quick look at space diplomacy. Just today, August 15th, a massive 7.7 earthquake hit Indonesia.
The European Union immediately stepped in. They deployed Copernicus. That is the European Union's massive, high-tech satellite system. They are using it to map the damage and guide rescue teams on the ground.
This is a perfect example of soft power. Brussels is using its sovereign space technology to provide direct help. It builds massive international goodwill and leverage without firing a single shot.
Time for the daily temperature check. John, what is the vibe today?
Today's temperature is all about friction. Digital dreams are hitting physical walls in American suburbs. Young artificial intelligence funds are crashing into the cold reality of legacy Wall Street. And in the United Kingdom, well-meaning housing policies collided with real-world market mechanics. The takeaway? You can innovate all you want, but you can never ignore the physical world.
That is the gist for today. Thank you for listening.
If you like having us in your ear, you will love having us in your inbox. You can subscribe to The Gist's daily newsletter for free. It's the perfect way to start your morning. The link is right there in the show notes. No spam, just the smartest news of the day. See you next time.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.